Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Big Bingy's Theory. First off, I apologize for the late posting of this video. The past weekend went a little crazier than I thought. I had some plans and everything, but then some plans started turning into other plans, and I really didn't have the time to be able to do it. I'm not complaining or anything. I had a great time. Don't get me wrong, but I wanted to be able to get these videos up by Sunday, and I didn't really have the time to do it. So I apologize for the late posting for this, and but that didn't mean that I didn't see a movie. So today I wanted to talk about Elysium, and also as a bit of a bonus for you guys for being a little tardy, I will also talk about the OnDemand movie that just came out of Lovelace. So let's start off with Elysium. Now, this one comes from the guy that did District 9, and Neil Blomkamp. That's the name of the director. Now, District 9 was one of those movies I was looking forward to at the time. I was pretty interested with the advertisements for this movie, the visuals and everything. It really looked interesting to this. So I was looking forward to seeing this movie. And then the end result for the movie was, while it was a good movie, I can't really say that it's like one of the best movies I saw, because, well, it just kind of left like a last me watching something, and then after a while I'll kind of forget about it. But I'll still have like those moments of me thinking about the movie every now and then. Don't get me wrong, it's a good movie, but there were times when the main character of the movie was a bit of a dick. And, I understand, he was supposed to do it because it's his job and everything, but still at the same time, I just really couldn't get behind somebody who was acting like this towards, an alien race and everything. And even when he was going through the transformation of being an alien himself, he was still acting kind of a dick. So I really couldn't get behind somebody who was just doing this. So, but when I heard of Elysium, when I started seeing the previews for this, I was looking forward to it. It looked like a really visual, good-looking sci-fi film. And what I thought of it after seeing it is, this is a good movie. This is a good movie. In my opinion, I think it's a lot better than District 9. Because not only does like the visuals in this movie like a bit of an upgrade to District 9, but I also think it's because of the character of Matt Damon in this movie, who is just like this guy who grew up in the bad times of Earth, back when the Earth was being overpopulated with disease and radiation, all that kind of stuff, and he wanted to go to Elysium, which is this space station up where all the luxurious people, all the rich people would go up there, and they have no war, no poverty, nothing. They have machines that can wipe away any kind of cancerous thing they have inside of them. Like, you go inside this thing, and if you have like leukemia, or if you have HIV, cancer, anything, this machine will just wipe it off. And people down on Earth are trying to smuggle themselves to go up to Elysium, but they really can't, because they're not citizens of Elysium. And Jodie Foster is the head commander or whatever, and she's that typical one-dimensional character who just hates people down there, and she thinks that everybody down there is, a criminal, and they all deserve to be punished and everything. And it's very, very one-dimensional character. You don't really get into much of her psyche into this. She's just that typical one woman who's just all kind of evil thing. And I don't know. That was probably the weakest point. That was one of the weakest points of the movie. Um, but Matt Damon, when he's working over some construction yard building, like these robots, these mechanical security robots, um, he gets exposed to radiation, and they tell him that he has 5 days left to live. So he wants to survive. So he wants to smuggle himself up to Elysium and get better. But it turns out there's a lot more going on. I won't spoil it for you because I want you guys to go check this out. This is a really good sci-fi film. It's got some. It's got little humor. I'm surprised there's not really a lot of humor in this movie, but there is some good humor in this. It's not. It doesn't feel forced. It feels realistic kind of humor. Um, Great visuals, very great visuals. It is a. It is a just a terrific looking movie. A good cast. Matt Damon does a good job. Jodie Foster. Jodie Foster. I would say Jodie Foster would be the weakest of the cast, but I'll explain why. Um, like I said, her character was that one-dimensional character, and not only that, but the way that she talks in this movie bugged the hell out of me. And to the person out there, if by some reason I'm talking, if the person that did the ADR post production work on Jodie Foster's voiceover and everything, I want to tell you this. You really need to upgrade. You really need to get better at this because my God, man, sir and or woman, if you are watching, you need to do a better job. I don't want to be a dick, but you got to do a better job. You could tell that most of her voiceover ADR work in the movie, you can tell that it wasn't matching what her lips were saying on the screen. It's very, very distracting. I was keeping count of it, and I'm not kidding. Every single word that she says in this movie is pretty much all ADR. Almost every single word. It's just distracting, and I just really could not. I just really didn't like it. The main guy from District 9 is in this movie. He plays the crazy guy so well in this movie. It is He is a good crazy son of a bitch. So, that's about it, really. I don't know what else to say, but oh yeah. Also, if you are prone to motion sickness, if you have something that's going to kind of tone it down a little bit, I suggest you do that before you watch this movie, because otherwise, you're probably going to get sick. There is a lot of shaky cam in this movie. There really is, especially around the fight scenes. Sometimes you can't even tell what's going on. And I know some people are not gonna like that because shaky cam. It's the new thing right now. We have to have shaky cam to make our things more dramatic. So, but yeah, that's about it for all I can say about Elysium. It's a good movie. I recommend it. If you want to wait till DVD, that's fine too. Either way, if you're into sci-fi, if you like these good kind of sci-fi films, go ahead and go check this out. I recommend it. Now, as a bit of a bonus to get back at you guys for being a little late, I also rented OnDemand Lovelace, which is the movie that is based around Linda Lovelace, who, as some of you, I'm pretty sure, as you porn aficionados out there, might know her as the star of the 70s huge first pornographic film, Deep Throat. This is pretty much like her story, before she became the Linda Lovelace. Stars Amanda Seyfried as Linda Lovelace. Peter Skarsgård. Not Peter Skarsgård. Can't remember the guy's name. Yeah, pretty much it's just about the story of Linda Lovelace. I can say, and I'm going to say this with a straight face, I have never watched Deep Throat. Don't give me that look. I know you're giving me that look right now. You don't give me that look. I know you're thinking, oh yeah, sure, you've never seen Deep Throat before. No, I haven't. The only thing I've ever seen about it is a documentary about the movie itself, and also the Cinema Snob did a review for it. So can't really say that I've seen it before. So, but pretty much this is about Linda's life when she was going through, before she became a huge porn star, and during the times and everything. And then the movie is very fast paced when it comes to it. It doesn't really waste any time trying to get to the moment that you've all been waiting for, the moment that you want to see her filming in Deep Throat. And what really bothered me throughout this entire movie when I was watching it is that how underwhelmed I was feeling. I wasn't feeling like much of an emotional impact with any of the characters. It has just very dry humor. I thought that Hank Azaria's character, he was pretty much the director of the film. He was probably the funniest parts of the entire movie, but other than that, it felt very, very rushed when I was going through it. Like they were just trying to go from like her teenage years, and then 15, like maybe 25 minutes later, you're going to the filming of Deep Throat. Went by very, very fast. You don't waste any time to try to get to those moments. And then during the middle of the movie, when she's celebrating her lifestyle now of being the Linda Lovelace, it then goes into kind of like a strange way of showing off the abusive relationship that she was going through. It would go through a lie detector. She was going through a lie detector test to prove that she was the Linda Lovelace that she was saying that she is, so that way she can publish her book. But what they did, when she was on that lie detector test, they would then flash back to the moments of when she first got married to the abusive boyfriend, and then they would show the abusiveness that he was doing to her. And then also during the filming of Deep Throat, and also when she was having her career highlight and everything, her 15 minutes of fame, it was showing the abuses then. Why couldn't you show those moments before? Why do you have to wait until the second half of the film, or close to the third and everything, to show the abusiveness? Why couldn't you show those during the first act of the film? You made it look like it was such a huge thing, but we as the audience already know that the abusive asshole was being very abusive to her. And then all of a sudden, in the second or third act, you tell us that he was being abusive. What a shock. Why couldn't you show any of those moments during the first act? We all knew what was happening. So that's a very strange way to be able to show off the abusiveness. It's just making you think in the first act, oh, everything's all fine, everything's all good. And then the second or third act, it was oh yeah, but there was that one time. And then first act, abusiveness, everything. So I don't understand why it was doing that. It was very, very distracting to me. Also, I just really wasn't really enthralled with this movie. I was watching it, and then I took a break from it so I could go out and go to my plans during the weekend, and I kind of forgot about it. I rented it for 24 hours, and there was just nothing. There was really nothing going on, and I just kind of forgot about it. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta watch the rest of it before it goes away. It's a very, very kind of a movie. It was just it was very underwhelming. I didn't have a good time. I didn't really think it was a good movie. I think this was a very weak movie. Cast is a great cast. It really has a good cast with this, but they have to work with a weak script, and that to me just kind of ruins the movie for me. So Can I recommend Lovelace? No. If you want to see something about the making of Deep Throat, there's a documentary about it, and they talked to the stars today. I don't know. I think they don't talk to Linda Lovelace because in 2002 she sustained injuries in a car crash and she passed away. So they wanted to do a documentary about it. So if you want to know something about Deep Throat, if you want to know the making of it, go check that documentary out. It's not a bad documentary. But yeah, that's about it. I can't really recommend Lovelace, and I would probably watch another Ryan Gosling movie instead of that movie again. So what's this coming up week? It's Kick-Ass 2. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited for this movie, so I can't wait to tell you guys what I think about it. So that's pretty much about it, guys. So until next time, this is Big Bingy, signing off.